Hi, I'm Mary.
I'm Carol.
Let's talk about pets.
So today we're going to be talking about finding the right vet for your pets. Finding the right veterinarian is more important than just the closest one to your house or your work. However, this clinic may be the only one that is close to you, or it may be the perfect one for you.
There are generally more diverse set of options kind of once you get in the veterinary care world, once you get into larger urban areas. Then you have more factors kind of that you can look at and more that you can choose from. Here are just a few things that Carol and I have decided make a big difference. One is convenience. Convenience has several things underneath it. The location. If it is very close to you, if it's on your way to work, if it's on your way home from work, those can all be very helpful. The other thing is also, how does your pet do in the car? Some cats and dogs get car sickness. Some cats like to meow their whole way. Some dogs will pant and panic. If you have any of those type of pets, picking something that is closer to you so that your visits do not take a long time to get to is going to be better for everyone all around. There are also clinics that offer drop-off options where you are able to come in, drop your pet off on your way to work, or maybe a little bit earlier than you normally would to go to work. And then when the pet is done being looked at, which generally the doctors take a look in between exams, kind of during lunch breaks, things like that, get your pet all taken care of, and then you can pick up later in the day. This works for if you have happy dogs that don't mind being away, like socializing with people, love seeing other animals. These are good options. If you have a cat that is fearful, or if your veterinarian has ever told you they're a cage rager, these are not good options for you. This means that you should pick a clinic that has a longer expanded set of hours that you can take your pet in so they only have to be there for the time of the exam. Another one with kind of related to that is there's also the option of mobile clinics. There are usually a few veterinarians who have set up their own mobile clinic, and they will come to your house and they will do vaccines and kind of some general blood work and healthcare on your pet at your house. This is really, really helpful when it comes to those animals whose stress just kind of goes way above. It will make everyone a little bit calmer. And again, kind of have to look around, see what's in your area. The size of the hospital, and by that I don't necessarily mean the facility, but the staff, the veterinarians. Are there only a couple doctors? Is it maybe a little bit quieter? You always go in, you may or may not see another person at that time. That can be better for people whose animals have a little bit of leash reactivity, where if they do see other animals and they're on leashes, they are more vocal. This also is better sometimes for just those with like the higher anxiety. Someplace it's a little quieter. Or is your dog not really care about that and you want a larger clinic, one that has multiple veterinarians that you can choose from and get in at any point in time? Those are all kind of some of the things to take into account when you're first looking for a veterinary clinic.
And so for our kitty cats, there's some also some great options out there as well. There are cat-only clinics. We have a couple here in Austin that have great veterinarians, and they only see cats. No dogs, no fish, no birds, just kitty cats. And all you'll hear when you walk in there are a bunch of little meowing kitty cats, or maybe screaming ones, depending. Also, look for clinics that have cat-only hours or cat-only days. They're not very common, but occasionally you'll get the clinic that has those that kind of cater to those kitties that are not real big fans of dogs. The other thing to look into are these things called fear-free clinics. There are certifications that technicians can get, doctors can get, clinics can get certified for this type of care. And basically what it's defined as is it's creating using medicines and treats and less handling, like less harsh handling, to create a less stressful environment for you and for your pet, which is a great option for a lot of our cats. But it's not just for cats. I mean, it's great for dogs too.
The fear-free clinics, fear-free training in clinics can all have a big advantage for our more scared dogs. Now, if you are having a happy dog that's a lab that's going to go up and lick anyone, these may not be considerations for you at all. But if you have a higher anxiety animal or one that's a little bit more fearful, looking into these and seeing what your options are is really good. And we'll have a little bit more talk about fear-free in a future video. The other thing that I wanted to make sure that we touched on is the fact that there are low-cost options out there. Every clinic is going to have a different pricing system, but there are clinics out there that are meant to be mostly vaccine clinics coming in for wellness. Some of them will even have like low-cost dental cleanings. This can be really helpful. Dental health is important. We'll talk about that later too. But there's also things like vaccine clinics. We have a nonprofit here in Austin called Emancipet. They will offer mobile vaccine clinics, which is where they go and they park in a grocery store parking lot and they do rabies vaccines and distemper vaccines and test for heartworms and sell heartworm prevention. These things are important too. Emancipet also will do low-cost spay and neuter clinics, again, where they'll take an outfitted bus, sometimes even outside of the Austin city limits, so that they can go through spay and neuter animals, kind of get it, because that's also a thing you need to pay attention to. So there are options. You do not have to go choose a veterinary clinic and feel that it's too expensive for you. You can get your basic healthcare done at a low cost and then maybe find a veterinary clinic for when those occasions that the more is needed.
Yeah. The other things you can look into, if you're interested, as you know, as our pets get older and get things like arthritis, there are clinics that practice Eastern medicine. They're acupuncture and chiropractic and Chinese medicine, Chinese herbs. And the first clinic I worked in here in Austin did both, so I got a chance to see both sides of it and how well they actually really work together, especially for our older pets or even pets that have had, injuries to their backs. These long doggies. The other thing to look into are payment options. There's pet insurance like Nationwide and Trupanion are great companies. Check into them. Sometimes your company might even have pet insurance. I've worked for companies that did. The other thing to look into is Care Credit. It's a special health care specific credit card that has a 6-month or 12-month payback period with no interest financing. So that can be a great option as well.
Doing that in conjunction with pet insurance often will actually work really well for you, since veterinary pet insurance is pay up front.
Right, exactly. The other part of that too is you could look at, there are companies, usually the bigger companies, the corporate companies like VCA or Banfield, actually have wellness plans where they take the care that they recommend for your pet for the year, give you a big discount, and then spread that cost over the course of a year. So you're basically just paying each month for your pet's care, but you're going to get unlimited exams, all of your vaccinations, for our puppies, dewormers, and as they get older, things like x-rays and maybe even dental work, just depending on where you go and what you're looking for. So we've mentioned a lot of different options for picking your veterinarian, but obviously at the end of the day, the most important thing is the relationship that you have with the veterinarian and their staff. So
these are just kind of the helpful tips to just get you started, because yes, the relationship is going to be the most important. And people do follow if their veterinarians move from clinic, they follow them around. So that overall is the most, but the fact is that usually comes in later in life when your animal's having more issues and you're concerned. So when you're starting off, these are just some good things to look at.
Of course.
There are options out there. There are lots of ways to make the experience not such a dreaded one for you and your pet, because when we're happy to see you when you come in.
Absolutely.
Alright.
So if you guys have any comments, leave them below. If you enjoyed this video, please like us and please subscribe. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Bye.